you don't have, you don't know
Right.
what's
Yep,
going
yep. And it's not
And,
even
and here-
alcohol. I think this is champagne.
on. Right.
Yeah, I think this is
and here's the thing too. Like a lot of people, like just like in the church with the pastors and all that. We got the same thing in the conscious community, man. People pretending to be, you know what I mean, whatever, and will talk down about somebody drinking or something. But
Mm. How about
you
that?
got, yeah.
How about that? Can we call it a conscious community? Because when we are conscious, he right. Are we even judging what nobody else doing? That's their experience. That's something they have to deal with,
Facts, exactly.
right? So to really be conscious, yeah, when you conscious, you're not judging nobody about what they doing and what they got going on. That's their personal experience. That's something they gotta get. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If I ain't
Right,
judging
Yep.
you
right.
in a sense that I'm helping you to be better, I don't see. If what they say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, right?
That's very low.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm looking right now. For real.
Yeah.
Yep. Facts.
That's it. Because let me tell you, people say you can't, don't judge me. But the thing is, it is a righteous way to judge. How to judge somebody, in terms of not judging in condemnation, but judging in terms of correction.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I
no,
always y'all can
hold on. Judging, and you said judging in sense of correction.
Not judging to condemn, not judging somebody to condemn them,
Right.
but judging in terms of correction,
Okay.
making that correction,
Right.
and we
Or
help
or
push
to,
you in the right direction.
or to protect your peace too. You got to judge the situation or judge the person to protect your peace. Not judging them like you're better than them, but you kind of got to judge just a little bit. Not.
That's
Yeah.
what I'll be saying, man. You gotta judge to at least make a
Just
observation. You know what I'm
For
saying?
yourself though, that discernment for
Right.
yourself, that
right.
judgment is a
Exactly.
discernment for yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that is perfectly okay and healthy and encouraged. But
Hmm. But even like she
Because
said, with the correction that they gotta want, I don't know that word correction. Some people don't like to be corrected. That's why I'm like, hold on, correction.
right, right. We don't
okay,
mind because that's how we get better. But there's a lot of people, man. It's like they feel as though they're above correction. Like you say something
okay,
that's
let's go
to
like
help
this.
them out
Then
of love, and they take it completely sideways. So
take it like constructive criticism. Then
yeah, yeah,
There you go. And unfortunately, we gotta let them know before we say it. This is constructive criticism. So don't get mad. All right.
hmm
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
hmm
Yeah.
Facts.
oh
And
goodness.
it's crazy because a lot of the clips in today's topic talking about a lot of different judging and not all about judging, but there's some judging in there, and it's just like I don't know if y'all like the title about how this world could be better, and it's getting better, I think, anyway, at least on our end, because we want it to get better, but it's a personal journey if you want life to change, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's getting better because I'm looking for the good in myself. I'm looking for the good in others. I'm looking for the good in the world. Like, so my world is just naturally getting better. But I look up,
It's getting better
I look
because of
up
the
from my desk,
vibration.
what was that, sister?
It's getting better because of from your perspective and the vibration you're putting out. You are creating for yourself, and that's where a lot of us go wrong when we
Yeah.
look at it from somebody else's perspective. Oh, you see the Epstein. Oh, you see this. You see that. Yeah, that is happening, but that's not happening in my world. That's not happening in my space and in my peace.
Mhm.
I do not invite chaos in my peace. I do not invite chaos in my space. You
Yeah.
understand? I don't invite negative information to infiltrate and stay. If it comes, it has to come to pass, but not to stay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's getting better because we're creating that atmosphere for ourselves to be better.
That's right.
Mhm. You know what, Dr. Sublime? Let me ask you about this. So lately, I've been in this energy of like just not caring. And I always kind of like been like that, but it's like now it's even more, but it's in a good way. You know, it's in a way of just maintaining my peace no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't know. I'm just really starting to look at a lot of things as the universe, as life, as just kind of comical a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that's going on that we deal with, it's starting to just be funny to me. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your thoughts on that? Because it's like I'm just, man, I laugh at a lot of more stuff more now.
Okay, so you're
The Joker almost was just like everything is just funny, like.
because now you get to a place where you're now getting to a place, or you're now arrived to a place where as you see things for what it is, a part of the game, a part of a system that you are no longer a part of. So you're not looking at it no more from the inside, you're looking at it from the outside now. So you're an observer of what's happening. So when you're an observer of what's happening, you could laugh at it because you know what's next. You know what's the next thing they're going to do, or the next thing they're going to say, or you'd be like, been there, done that. That's not my, my thing anymore. Or would say, not my circus, not my monkey. So not so much even just saying being a joker, but being from the outside looking in, because you was already on the inside, being frustrated, being angry, being thinking about it. But now you're like, hey, I'm wearing this world as what you call it, as a loose garment. That's not my concern anymore. And it's just a good place to be. Very good place.
It feels good. It feels good, to be honest. Like,
it's the best place to be. And actually, it's you going into your childlikeness. Like, remember, your heart being as light as a feather. Remember, we were kids. We didn't care about anything. We enjoyed life. We laughed. We smiled. We enjoyed the good, the bad, the ugly. So that's how you know you're elevating, because that's you releasing the material things of this material world. It no longer serves you, so you don't take it personal, because it only affects you if you take it personal.
Yes.
It's your energy if you're taking it personal. So that's your growth. That's good. That's a great thing.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for that confirmation, and y'all insight.
And being in that place is where now we operate from a place of love that is like, it's almost crazy. Like, you can't even believe that you could love in that capacity of loving, and not loving in terms of sexual love, but that just like, hey, I used to say on my broadcast, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's the kind of love now. It's like, hey, I love you, nothing you can do about it.
Just look how children are. Like, to back up what the Oracle was saying, look how resilient children are. Literally just fell down, whatever. Oh, got a boo-boo, kiss it, put a Band-Aid on. They're right back doing the exact same thing that just got them hurt. They don't care. And not as an I don't care selfish, like, we're like, I'm living, I fell down, whatever, I get back up. We teach that into them, and like, that's one thing I tell my children's mothers, like, yo, listen, don't when they look at you, like, because that's what he did the other day. He fell and he looked right at me, like, confirming, do I cry or what? I said, oh, you are everything good? That was funny, and I'm laughing with him, and he just gets up and just keeps playing. But then there's times where his mother see him fall, she's like, are you okay? And then he just starts bawling his eyes out, and he just hit harder last week, but this week was barely even he barely even hit hard, but he takes it, so we teach that into them, that we drive that essence of them out of them, and that's what I love about this new way of parenting, is just like, let him be a child, because we're too busy attempting to teach them too much too soon. Like, in my opinion, and once we learn that much, like, I jumped off the porch at 10 years old. I was doing things I had no business doing at 10 years old, sex, drugs, You know, even gangs. Like I was around sex, drugs, and murder. Like at 10 years old, that's nowhere for a child to be. And
Even even Speck describing the different reaction from his son when it comes to his mother and his father. One has a fear attached to it and one doesn't. So you notice the one with the fear attached to it, he cries because he could feel that emotional connection of that fear from her.
Yeah.
So it makes him fearful and it makes him cry. But with his dad, there's no fear, so he's happy. He's back to, oh, okay, you know, back to what I was doing. I'm not in trouble, or you know, it's no fear attached to it. So that's another thing. When you start not caring, you also start operating in a fearless state of being.
Yeah.
You start releasing fear that's connected to caring, that fear that's connected to wanting to know everything whenever and always, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like that's one of the things on this journey is releasing fear.
Gotcha. And that's one of his favorite things.
It feels
fear is a learned thing. It's something that's pushed on us. It's pushed on. Oh, watch out. Oh, don't do that. Oh, get off the edge. So you become full of it. Yeah, it's a learned.
Right. I'm teaching him caution, not fear. You know, one of his favorite sayings is, I'm facing my fears. I'm going to face my fears. Like dog come by. What did we do? We face our fears. Okay, go pet the dog. You know, and because he got bit in the face, you know, as a young boy from a dog, he's never forgot that. So he's still, you know, he's extra cautious. And so I'm showing him there's nothing to fear, you know, and he's learning so much from that. You know, one of his other favorite sayings is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I'm glad that he's learning that stuff, and he's learning at the time that he's learning. Like, he's not being pushed. Like I told y'all, I was like, man, I was a little discouraged because I knew so much by his age. But the reason I knew so much is so, you know, this woman could have a babysitter. So I put two and two together, like, oh, I probably would have been just like him, you know, would have been in a child state of mind for a longer period of time until, you know, society got to me. But, you know, it is what it is. At least I can do my best not to make those same mistakes that I saw, you know, when I was coming up.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see some faces in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yes. Shout out to the trade.
We appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you.
So I see the title say,
first video.
Right, hold on, because the title say we were meant for more. So why does the world feel so wrong?
Yeah.
I actually have something to say about that, but if y'all want to watch the videos, we can watch that now.
No. Go ahead, speak on it, because we always elaborate on the title anyway.
Right. So, you know, just starting that off, the title is an excellent title. We were meant for more. So why does the world feel so wrong? And I feel like as a conscious collective, we all feel that way, but not even that. Just those on the outside looking in, whether you're consciously connected or not. You're watching the news, you're watching this, you're hearing this, you got these apps telling you people being shot down and gunned down. And, you know, it's going to point right back to what we just talked about, fear, right? Yep. So this government, this society, this matrix we in, they survive off of fear. Yes. They survive off of this loose energy you have connected to you to keep you in the lowest vibrational state that you can perform in, because they cannot access your vessel without you being in a low state of mind. So everything has to go wrong, because if everything is going right, your vibration is high, you're happy, you're joyful, nothing can change or get in your way.
Yeah.
That's not how the world is ran. That's not who's running this world.
Right.
So when we ask ourselves those things and wondering why things seem so wrong, you have to think about, who are these people you're voting in? Who are these people that you're dependent to care for you? Who are these people that you're trusting in? Who are these people that you're seeking for someone else to find and give you this happiness that you're not seeking for within yourself? You're not searching for what's right. You're believing in all the things that they're telling you that's supposed to be right, but you're finding out is wrong, and you're still sticking to it as if now you don't know it's not right. So, you know, so it's again when you think about it, if this has been going on for this many hundred years, what seems to be wrong, clearly this is how this is meant to be operated, and it's a reason it's meant to be operated in such a manner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the psyop that they created to keep us there so we don't evolve into the fullness of who we are. Okay, I don't know how many of you saw the I think it's a thriller that is circulating with the sun, with the flare from the sun.
Mm.
And when I came into this year, this Gregorian year, I keep on saying this is an action and activation year. This is an action and activation year. So when I saw that activation thing with the sun flare and one set of people, the sun is not really helping them, and the other set of people, you're seeing them starting to illuminate and come into the fullness of themselves. I take that from a conscious perspective, more so than just even a color perspective. Consciously, a lot of us are being activated to who we are, so we could see what the wrong, the matrix, the psyop that we have been placed in, and we are deviating. What do you call it? We are debunking. We are disconnecting ourselves from it to become the fullest of ourselves, like how J. Hooks the Great said, you understand, in terms of how he see things now and laughing and is detached. And so this is a part of us being activated to the fullest into our highest self. That's the word people saying now, becoming your highest self, but seeing yourself from your own perspective other than seeing yourself from somebody else's opinion or what they, taught us in school to see ourselves and how to see ourselves as just hamsters on a wheel working for somebody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check.
Yep. It's a daily reminder for myself also, especially when like I'm dealing with work or whatever, just anything that starts to make my vibration feel low. I have to remind myself all the time that it's energies that want that. Why give them what they want? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
So I just do
Yes.
whatever I can
Yeah.
in any way I can to reverse that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
Ashe.
because
Ashe.
we are part like, and I be trying to tell people, you are part of this war, whether you consider yourself on the front line or a part of it or not. You're in it
Mm-hmm.
because you're being
Yeah.
attacked. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
So
I'm so glad you
You
said that.
participate in it or
you know
whether
what
you
I'm saying?
participate in it or not, you're still good. You're still in a
Yeah.
war.
You still in it. So
Yes.
at bare minimum, the least you can do is not give them the energy they want. I'm not
Yes.
saying you gotta get out here and preach and
Mm-hmm.
do a YouTube channel, none of that. But at least don't feed your enemy. You know?
Exactly.
Bro,
And never forget where you are. For
he's
sure.
so
Yeah.
right. Like, I'm so glad you mentioned that because it's like days where you feel a little angry or something, or you feel upset, or whatever you
Yep.
feeling, and you just like, you know what I'm saying? You it's something just made you so mad. It's like you want to stay mad, but then you remember this is what they want, and it's like,
Exactly.
oh damn, but I wanna yell at this person. It's like this is what they want. So it's like, you
Yep.
know what?
Don't.
Okay, ease down. Let's ease this down. And then when you ease it down, you realize it was just an emotion, and sometimes it was a trick. Like this guy knocking on the window one night, and normally I'm like, I don't open up the door for nobody. It's like, what is you knocking on my window for? You know what I'm saying? You got the wrong house.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when I calm myself down first, you know, I'm like, okay, because it's late at night. I'm in defense mode. My family's sleeping. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, so I open the window, what's up? And come to find out, he tracked his phone here to this building. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it must have been one of the neighbors or something. So that he, you know, he ended up needing to find his phone. So that made sense. It was like, okay, he's not just knocking because he wants to bother me, or you know, he's got a genuine issue. but our feelings will trick us and make us think that this person is, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you knocking on my door this time of night. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? And that was my initial reaction. I just didn't let it sound like that. I'm just like, you know, what's up? Like, but you can hear the little bit of disdain in my voice, and come to find
that's
out,
how we've been,
yeah, we've been programmed.
that's how we've been programmed. Always be in a fight or flight mode. You understand? Always be in a fight or flight mode. But you know, every time we come into situations like that, where we learn how to, I used to tell my children when they were small, learn how to count before you respond. 1, 2, you understand? So you don't have to count out loud for everybody to hear you count, but count before you answer, you respond, you know? And even when I used to teach with etiquette and stuff like that for girls who were answering questions and stuff like that under competition, you have to just stand still and center yourself and count, because other than that, you may respond, or I should say react in a manner that you will have to you would regret after a while, because they caused me to get out of character. People like to say, you caused me to get out of character. No, you won't get out of character. You act exactly like what's inside of you that you did not dealt with.
Yeah.
And I feel like
So
I had to.
you-
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Queen.
What you about to say? So what?
No, I was gonna speak on this on the topic when you said we were meant for more. So when we come to when we acknowledge, let me slow down. I think I'm a little bit on the excited side, and I don't know why. I think we got a full moon tonight, so I'm already experiencing the energy of this full moon. But I've been having heart palpitations and everything with this full moon and stuff like that. So the pull is very strong, but we are meant for so much more. But a lot of times, because of the programming, we are afraid to color outside the line. You know, they always tell us with crayons, you got to color inside the line, and you can't come outside of the line and all this different stuff. But how do you know that that's my question to all of us. How do we know that we are meant for more when the system tried to suppress us to believe that we're only supposed to work a 9 to 5 and that's it?
Can I go first real quick? How do I know? Because I just know. I just feel it. I always have. I ain't just started calling myself J Hooks the Great when we started doing this. I've been calling myself the greatest way back in, I don't know, like somewhere in elementary school, maybe the start of high school. My password for my old matter of fact, now my gaming tag for the PlayStation was greatest 27. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel it. It's just in my soul. It's in my spirit that we meant for more than this. And I've always questioned the system well before I even had any clue of the stuff that we know now. I was probably about 18, and I just knew something is wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just been in my spirit.
Shay.
Oh, Shay.
You want to go back?
Oracle, you had something on your mind?
No, go ahead. You can go. No.
Oh no, I'm good. I mean,
that's the answer. You just know. That's just what it is. It's in your blood. It's in your energy. It's in your mind. It's in you setting yourself apart from everything happening around you. It's in you. It's no other answer. You do know. It's a knowing. It's a knowing. Like you said, I knew at 5. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't adding up around here. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's just a knowing. You feel it. It's in your blood, your bones. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's literally not for everybody, because I just watched a video the other day of a trucker. He was an older guy, probably like 60 or something like that. He looked good for his age. But anyway, He had been driving for I think at least 30 something years, something like that. Say he retired, and in 2 weeks he was back in the truck because he didn't know what to do with his free time. He said he was losing his mind. Now that's not the
Wow.
first time I heard that. I heard a guy on the street that I had a conversation with say that, and I heard it another time too. I can't really remember the other time, but I know I heard it multiple times, and it just blows my mind that people are so
Program.
programmed that they.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
programmed.
it's,
You,
you
somebody, you're in the
do with so
loop
few
for so
times.
long. When you get out that loop, you're not going to know what else to do besides what was taught to you in this loop.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's
Sad.
that's easy. That's crazy.
That's
So why is it not in him to know like, oh well, let me go try to do something amazing with my free time now? It's just like, oh, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just gonna go back to work.
Because remember, though, we said everything is energy, right? Think about how much energy that job for all them years had took from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the energy to do nothing else but give to what already took from him.
Yep. So he
Yep.
think he's getting his energy back by going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
It sucked them dry.
Wow.
That by
And
the
that's
time you got age,
subconsciously on
that's
a
it.
subconscious level. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's almost, and I'm gonna say almost, he's in a what you could consider a zombie state. He's just operating, existing.
Mhm.
You know, and because he's in that absent his essence of operating outside of that is gone, or I shouldn't say gone. It's weakened. It's to its lowest state, and until he has an encounter with somebody else who could stir that up inside of him or trigger it inside of him, he will continue, and then he would exit this world without ever coming to the understanding that there was more to him than just driving a truck.
Yeah.
For me, even like this, even as a child, I didn't understand it, but there was just always this stillness, I guess, my higher self as I know it now. There's more to me than this. There's more to life than this. There's more to you than this. Was a constant driving force inside of me from a child, you know. And now I understand it, but back then I didn't. I operated differently. I was literal oddball in every situation. Sometimes I'm like, so you just you know that, hey, I don't fit into this and I don't fit into that. But then you hear this voice, this thought pattern inside of you. There's more to you than this, more to life than this. And I'm like, okay, oh wow. I just put a pin in it and left it there until now. I could take the pin out and just live it. I'm just the expression of there's more to me than just being in this flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched the
That's
video
what some of these-
guy do us. Let me say this real quick that relates to this. I watched the video of a guy, some scientists, I believe, talk about an experiment they did on some fleas, where they had the fleas in this jar, and of course they try to jump out, but after they put the lid on there for so long, once they took the lid off, the fleas they no longer even tried to jump out, even with the lid off, because they had already been so conditioned to just stay in this jar that once they took the lid off, they didn't even attempt to get out anymore.
Exactly.
That's what that means.
And that's what we see. That's what we see with these older people that's been at these jobs for 20, 30, 40 years. And like they say, some of them will leave the job and die. As soon as they die, they pass away. They sit still too long not being in that confinement area that they so used to that they die.
These younger people are like that too. Just like this video that's on screen explains, you know, they just like them fleas in a jar. It's nothing but an experiment, and you're doing nothing but conforming to the system. That's keeping you messed up. It's keeping you fucked up. You know, they don't even see it. You know, I didn't see it. I was in the streets. I didn't see it. So I know they don't see it. Sad, but
yeah.
You want to play your first video?
Yeah, we can definitely get into it.
Did y'all see this young 15-year-old black kid shot point blank in New York? Fatherless kids all around. You can tell all these kids around them sitting there watching, ain't got no daddies at home. It's disgusting, man. The way that this entire nation has turned, these fatherless kids are harassing the streets. I go into the courtrooms every week and see these kids. You look across, ain't no daddies in there. 1 out of 20 may have a daddy in the courtroom, where these kids are the ones out violating our communities in our neighborhood, and almost all of them are black. But then we want to talk about all these social justice issues and these issues and that issues. The issue is we ain't got black daddies in the house. And this is a problem that we need to try to fix as black men. We are letting our own communities and our country down. We're a disgrace to the world. Disgrace to the world. 70% of our kids ain't got no mom and daddy together in the house with them raising them. And we don't think that's a problem? It's biblical. The last verse of the Old Testament. He shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. The curse that we're seeing right now is that curse, the fatherlessness curse. When you have people having babies and they don't take care of their kids, and their kids go out there and harass the streets, it's a problem. You turn on a video, you see these kids walking around slapping old people, disrespecting old people. Look how they talk. I bring these young kids into our center. Every other word come out their mouth is a cuss word. Every other word. 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. They can care less if they're around an adult or anybody else. Man, we got real problems on our hands. It's getting worse and worse because we're getting woker and more woke and more woke and more woke. We want to be victims. You ain't a victim. If you live in the United States of America, you are not a victim. I'm sorry to break the news to you. It's the greatest country on earth. That's why people are lining up to come over here. And we need to start teaching these black kids they need to respect this country, respect their communities, and go in these schools and start respecting these teachers. That's why you can't get no good teachers these days, because they scared to say anything to these bad kids. They need to start whooping their butts again, man. It's unbelievable. Enough is enough. Black men, we got to do better. All the talk, all this, we want our athletes, entertainers, all these, ain't doing nothing, man. Going into the communities to help the kids that need it the most vulnerable kids that's out here harassing our streets. God bless you.
Shout out to that brother, man. That brother, I love him. That's Vibe 247, man. Anybody, shout out to that brother. Thank you, Vibe, for the
He gave a
video.
good opinion. But the thing is, my perspective on that is it's not fatherless homes that's causing this. It's not fathers. It's not the fact whether the father in there or not. It's not changing it. What's changing it is the unwillingness of the parents in general, the mother or the father. Two parents can be together. That don't mean a child ain't about to go out there act the fool when you in there blasting, fuck a nigga, get some money and go shoot him up and kill him up. When you allowing your kid to entertain and listen to this music and watch certain videos and have them cursing at 3 and 5 on videos and hitting up stuff and saying it's cute as if you're not creating what you now don't want to see.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, sister.
That's so crazy. I just talked about this last night.
Yeah. So it's bigger than fatherless homes. Because if the father isn't consciously awoke or he's not healed or healing, it's what's the difference in the child is going to be. The mother is at home. Okay, the father's going, the mother's there, but the mom's not here either. The kids are on social media all day. They're in their phones. The mom is out clubbing. She worrying about hip hop, loving hip hop, and what are we talking about? It's the unhealed family as a whole.
Yes.
That's just what it is. This is not man or woman. It's not a battle between a father being there or not. Because even as a mother and not having a father there, I teach and I embed in my kids something different, and I see that in them, and that's what I get from them. Father or not. It's about who are you? What are you presenting? What are you giving back to your child? What are you teaching them? What are you allowing them? What you're not allowing?
And the proof of your
Facts.
words, sister, you know, I got this viewer who watches and actually he plays with me too, but he's got to be maybe 13, 14, and you can tell the difference, like his thought process, because his dad don't allow him to play certain games. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he tell me, I'm like, yo, let's play whatever. He's like, no, I'm not allowed to play that. I'm like, okay. I said that. No wonder you got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling him, like, man, keep your grades up, man. 'Cause you ain't gonna do nothing but get yourself, you know, in trouble. Because obviously, Papa ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's shown you that. So it's best to just, you know, do what you got to do to keep him off of you. So. But you can tell the difference when it's like certain things are being restricted or at least limited. That is what actually gets them out here acting right, because they're going to constantly think to themselves, wait a minute, is this going to benefit me? You know, you're teaching them these things. They're not going to just go and do something goofy. You know, I love that my son and his little cousin, same age, they tell on each other. He's doing this, he's doing that. Yup, we'll be able to send them to the store by themselves or to the park, because the other one's not gonna let the other one do. Hey, listen, you don't want me to tell your dad, Junebug, don't do that. You know what I'm saying, and vice versa, because that's all they do. We sitting outside yesterday, and that's all they was doing was telling on each other. He's doing this, he's doing that. Okay, go tell him not to do it. But you know what I mean. It's such a good thing to have peers that are going to not only speak life into you, but also tell you when, hey man, that's not a good idea, and I'm not going to join you on this mission. And if you do
Yeah.
go do that, I'm going to tell your parents, because you shouldn't be doing that. Those are the type of children and the type of friends we want our children to have, but we got to manifest that. We got to
And
make
you have
that
to
happen.
be that type of parent, like you said. You're
Right.
teaching the kid to say those things, but other parents
Yeah.
are teaching their kids that snitches get stitches.
Right, which is bullshit.
You understand what I'm saying? So all
Uh-huh.
this play a role that we keep blaming one side against another side. No, the issue is we're young. We're doing things at certain ages we're not supposed to do because we lack knowledge of such. We're having kids while we're kids, and then we're wondering why the kids are being the kids that they are being because we haven't grown up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not being taught to grow up because those around us can't teach us nothing because they haven't learned nothing. Whether it's auntie, grandma, uncle, mother, brother, dad, some of them lack knowledge to even be talking about following and the world would be better. You know how many kids have their fathers and their fathers the ones putting the gun in their hand, telling them to go to the corner?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Facts.
That part.
I cannot tell you how many of my peers, because y'all know I was gang banging, how many of them was like, yo, they had kids and was like, yo, my son gonna be a gangster. He a gangster, dressing him up as such and everything.
Exactly.
Putting drugs in their diapers. I mean, listen. And I'm just like, damn. And I was thinking to myself, even though I was a part of it, and it was like, yeah, you know, I'm hooting like it's cool. But in the back of my mind, I was like, man, I had drugs in my diaper. That's how my family was getting away with, you know, selling and all that. Like, I don't think that's right. You know, so I wouldn't want to do that with my kids while I'm holding my gun on the block looking for, you know what I'm saying? I'm still thinking that in the back of my mind, like, damn, I don't want my kid to go through this. You know, now some parents have that instinct where they're just like, nah, I don't care if I'm doing it. I'm doing this right now. This is my life. I don't want it to be my kid's life. And you kind of got to have that, I guess, embedded in you, or it's not driven out somehow for you to not say, oh, my son going to be a gangster.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really turning these, sad, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, and even in listening to him, I hear his passion and his for what's happening and stuff like that. We also have another war that is going on, which is biochemical war. So what are some of the things that they're injecting in our children when they're babies and stuff like that? And we as parents are not saying, no, I'm not going to allow my child to be injected no more at this stage, in this age. There are other things. We don't have the what do you call this thing? Chemtrails that are being sprayed. You will notice also there are only certain neighborhoods that they're spraying these things in, the things that they're putting in the water. So we're not only fighting a war in terms of the fatherless or mothers wanting to go into the club, you're also fighting chemicals that they're also spraying and putting out there. So it could cause a reaction. It could keep our children, our communities in low vibrating states, always fighting and killing and all these other things with one another. Because why? My pineal glands, I'm not becoming, I'm not getting to know who I am.
Yeah, yeah,
You see? So that's a perspective in terms of, yeah, the father.
yeah. I think her audio went out. But yeah, that's part of the title too, you know, in the description. It's, you know, if we only can remember who we are, you know, this world will get better. And the reason it'll get better is because your world will get better first. You know, the world's getting better through my lens because I'm making my world better and I'm making the upbringing of my children better. You know, same thing with Jay Hooks. His world is getting better because he's bringing in two daughters that are, you know, that are learning something that most children nowadays are just not learning. You know, and the same thing with the rest of the tribe. It's just the world is going to get better for us because we're seeking that. If you're seeking, like when I was, you know, going out and op hunting, that's that's what they call it now, you know, ops. But I would go. We call it slob hunting. You know, hunting for Vicky Lou, or you know what I'm saying. Like when we went out, we was hunting for that, and we always found it because that's what we were searching for. You know, so you're gonna get what you're looking for, man. You like the saying goes, you keep knocking on the devil's door long enough, sooner or later somebody gonna answer you. It's the same thing in the positive sense. They just don't ever teach you the positive side of that. You know, if you keep banging down those doors and knocking on those windows, eventually an opportunity gonna open up for you. Period. You just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just add to that real quick. You know, I definitely respect that brother passion, but I don't think it's a curse of the Bible. I think it's years of the same people, the same energies that we was just talking about that feed off of fear and negative energy. I don't think it's just a curse. I think it's years, decades, generations of them planning for this.
Exactly.
Our people was not always fatherless, motherless, ratchet, criminals. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's why I say people love to point at the problem, but I don't think enough people point at the root of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we fatherless now? Why are we ratchet now? Why are we motherless now? Why are our women consider themselves whores? Why do our brothers consider themselves gangsters? Why?
And why have it been going on for so long? Like, why has this been going on for so long?
Yeah.
For so long.
The same outcome.
Yeah.
But if you follow the trail, you'll see
it's part of the plan.
The COINTELPRO and the fathers can't be in the house if you want Section 8. You will see it's the chemtrails. You will see it's the chemicals they put in the food that's making men changing their hormones. You will see that it's the push of the rap music.
Mm-hmm. The hurts in the music. They sending out hurts in the sky that's affecting us too.
Brother, good.
I was talking about this last night. Listen, we was talking about Sexy Red, right? And I think Sexy Red is cool as a person. She seems like, to me, she the type of woman that once she with you, she down, she loyal, nothing she won't do for you. I love that about her. But the music that she put out and the way that it's gravitating towards the children is wrong. But if from her perspective, it's like, man, I don't care nothing about that. I'm trying to get my money and get out the hood and do better for myself. So you got to look at that system within itself. These people, these rappers, they be knowing what they be doing. But can you get mad at them saying, man, this is my ticket out. I come from nothing. I come from poverty. I come from ratchets and roaches in my house. And now I can just put out this music and get fame and fortune. And I have to deal with that. So how can you knock them for that? You know what I'm saying? But that's the system. So now we're going to pay you to put this message out there that's just going to continue our agenda for us and make you rich in the process and then make everybody else want to be like you in the process too.
Yeah.
You see what
Because
I'm saying?
not everybody's gonna think like you. Everybody's gonna think like us, bro. Like, you know, we could easily go viral. You know what I'm saying? And we could easily have all the types of subscribe, all that you know what I'm saying? We could do that. But we would be turning over our souls to the dark side of us. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I believe it really means when you sell your soul. You're not selling it like you're giving it away to the debt, because you're not able to really give it away technically. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
selling your soul, you're selling yourself out, right? Because that's not the
Mm-hmm.
real you. You're operating in a way that's not you, and which is why it's like, yeah, you done sold your soul to your darker self. You didn't sell it to a devil or an actual physical entity. You sold the soul to your darker self. That's why Star Wars was so powerful and people loved it so much, because
Mm-hmm.
Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker was the good version of Darth Vader. You see what I'm saying? So all it was is you're trading in the dark, you're feeding the darkness instead of feeding the light. And that's all a lot of people are doing. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna feed this darkness because it's gonna get me out of the hood and it's gonna pay me well. But the cost of what you, like you said, she's, you know, she seems loyal, down for you. There's gonna be a time where that's not gonna exist anymore. She's not gonna care, you know, and the higher up and
Mm-hmm.
the more money she gets, the more she's gonna turn into that. And then even we see it now with some of these celebrities. They get to a point and they're like, damn, I've been under this whole guy. I need to, you know, switch it up. I need to come out of this funk that I've been in, you know? And then they start
Mm-hmm.
speaking up and then they turn up missing or, you know, unalived or something like that. And, you know, the story continues. But you absolutely right, man.
Yeah, that's my point, man. My point is we all know the problem. We all know we need to do better. We've been saying that for since the height of the gang banging in the 70s and 90s and all that. And
Yeah.
again, was coming together then. They was having peace treaties. Why did
Yeah.
that stop?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's rumors of police dressing up like the other gang and restarting those wars. So we got to stop saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, let's look at the root of these problems."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because only through the root can you actually pull out the weed. Otherwise, it's just going to keep growing back, keep growing back. And then you're never going to,
Mhm.
you can take a lawnmower to it as much as you want. You got to get at that root if you want to weed your garden properly. And they don't want to weed the garden because they could literally, you could take any random homeless man, any random business owner, any random person on the planet, and they could fix the problems that's going on right now. Because
I
it's
mean,
a
just look at
very simple
Ibrahim
fix.
Traoré. Just look
It's
at
a
Ibrahim
very
Traoré
simple fix.
and all the great things that he's doing, and look how they tried to compromise that by paying one of his guys to assassinate him.
Mm,
Stuff like this has been going on.
yeah.
So what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Say, oh man, just point the product. Oh, Ibrahim, his guy turned on him. His guy turned on him. That's why everything went to shit. But why did his guy turn on him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, thank God he didn't. But if he would have, what made him do it? You know, we got to start getting at the root, in my opinion,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. That's facts. Yeah, man. This next one is different because, and I have a feeling y'all are gonna side with me on this, but I honestly think that this person got what they deserve. Now, I'm not for. I think it's wrong on both sides. However, sometimes sometimes that other person is gonna match your fucking energy, and they're gonna show up. They're gonna become that mirror, and whatever you throw at them is gonna reflect and bounce back. It is what it is. Not every time we gonna be in our highest vibration where we just say, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna go this way. Sometimes we might actually decide to step into that same tunnel that you in. Not,
Mhm.
hey, I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this one, because I actually I had an idea about this. So, but I want to hear what y'all say, what y'all think first. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, this next one is from FunnyTube TV, man. He does a lot of great stuff too. Shout out to FunnyTube. Appreciate you, gang. Love you for this content, man.
Bye, bitch! Bye, bitch!
Oh, they cocked. On to the next call.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what she said?
No. What she say?
I said, did
No,
y'all
I
hear
didn't
what she
hear
said?
No.
All right, just let me go back one to listen to the screaming that she's doing and listen to the words if you can.
Bitch! Bye, bitch!
Oh, they cocked. On to the next call.
Bye, bitch! Bye, bitch!
Oh, they cocked. On to the
Y'all heard that, right? Bye, honky bitch.
Right.
Like, yo, really?
Mm.
Oh man. So the she waited till the door was about to close and dropped that N-bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't understand. You see how mad they was? Like, they wanted to rip the train door off. Like,
right.
you mean to tell me you can call somebody a racial, hurtful slur, and it don't even hurt them as much as the N-bomb hurts us? So I don't even understand why you
Don't
say
hurt
it.
me. But
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But I would have been on that train. I would have laughed right in their face. I would have said, man, that is funny. So you thought you was just going to get away with it. She got you good. And, you know, the whole me being on that train, that's exactly how I would have responded, because I'm all for fair is fair, right is right, wrong is wrong. And if there's two wrongs that really don't make a right, at the same time, you walked into that.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know y'all thoughts on.
Ooh, I don't know. So I just feel like
Certain
man,
energies you just angle yourself in. I mean, you know what I mean? We don't, they only showing us that little small portion, her calling her that name. What triggered her? What did she allow this woman to trigger in her to cause her to call that woman that Rachel slur? You understand? And the lady, she hold composure without saying anything back to her too. That would trigger, that would cause an incident of them with fist to fist. So that's maturity. Just trust you me, somebody would have, say something back. It would have been an exchange of words. That's exchange of energy. That take too much. That take too much to
Yeah.
be. My energy. There's more to me than what you say about me, because what you say about me don't even matter. Your opinions of me does not.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I don't use the word, but I don't get offended anymore. And like, I've been called it, but it don't bother me, because it's like, why am I gonna allow that to trigger a response when I know that's exactly what that demon or entity or spirit, whatever that is attached to that person, that's exactly the response they want, you know? It's like I could never understand why I was even in that state of mind at one point, but now I know why. But it's like, some things are just perspective. Like, take a well-to-do regular Caucasian white collar worker, work at Wall Street or some lawyer, and you walking by this man and he accidentally steps on your foot, and you say, you just stepped on my foot, bitch, right? And the Caucasian guy, normally this is what he responds, oh, you know what, I am a bitch, I apologize, I did not mean to step on your foot, and he goes home to his family. But in the fucking in the egotistical community, you just stepped on my foot, bitch. Who you calling a bitch? Now we got an altercation going on, because both egos have been bruised. Nobody's willing to drop their ego, and so now shots are ringing out, and somebody's not going home tonight, right? And that's what I grew up watching, and it was like, all you had to do is like, we won't tell ourselves, you know what, I'm just gonna go home at the end of the day because this could really turn bad. And once I started doing that, my life changed. But I implore people, just treat people how you want to be treated. And even if somebody treats you bad, you don't always have to respond in kind. You know, you don't always have to. Sometimes I know we're human. We have slip ups. But we don't always have to respond with the same energy. You know, like Dr. Sublime said, sometimes it's just too much, and it's going to cost you more energy than you would like it to. So that's my thoughts on that.
To me, the word nigga that get people, as you can see, the only thing I seen in that video was so, like you said, did you see the energy as soon as she said it?
Yeah.
Everybody, like, did you see their energy just amped up like they're Power Rangers now, ready to explode?
Yeah.
To me, that word niggas is a spirit. There's no way a word is getting you that motivated to go get locked up or get yourself in jail or get yourself into trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's no way that we gave that word that much power that it's supposed to make me feel less than and break me down, that I have to now defend myself because you said a word. You didn't put your hands on me. Do you think that if that lady said that to me and I was so irate and I knocked her out, that if I went to jail and she pressed charges, they would tell her that I was right for putting my hands on her because she said a word?
Yeah, no. They might give her a little something, depending on the state and the judge. She might get a little something for so-called hate crime or whatever. Chances are not. Chances are she's not going to get anything. But even if they did, I have seen it happen. And you're still going to get the assault charge.
Exactly.
They're charging both of you. I've seen that happen. Like, you're both.
Crime is when you're putting your hands and causing harm to another person.
Yes.
If words are causing harm to you, it's because you haven't yet and grown in personal in your own personal understanding. Mm-hmm. Again, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. People walking around 800 pounds, they get called fat all the time. They 900 pounds next month. You think they like? It's just we put too much energy to things that again are man-made. That word is man-made.
Yeah.
Prayer. Yeah, they told you that we made up this word and this is what it means. And when you hear it, go. That's all you doing.
Exactly.
When you hear it, go. That word to me is a spirit by itself. That's
and it's a description anyway, right? The description is ignorant person. If you don't fit the fucking bill, then stop answering to it. You see what I'm saying? If I say everybody in this audience, all the fat people stand up, and you stand up and say, I'm not fat, I'm only 110 pounds. I wasn't fucking talking to you.
Right. If it don't apply, let it fly.
So exactly. If it don't apply, let it fly. And that's the problem. We're taught to go off of that word. And let them say it. That person ain't doing nothing but damaging their own fucking soul. So I read the Willie Lynch letter. I read it. So even using it, you're in, you know what I'm saying? Let them use it themselves, he said. They will call themselves that. Yeah, go ahead, sis.
So you just described the definition of that word, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So knowing the definition of it and hearing that lady say it, was she wrong?
That facts. That's why I laughed when I saw it. Thank you, sis.
Was she wrong?
Absolutely not.
So again, we giving energy to things that we don't even understand, but because we watch a bunch of videos and they tell you when you hear that word, you better beat their ass. Now everybody want, like, come on, what? They call me a nigga. That's like they calling you orange and you're brown. They call me orange and I don't.
Yeah, like, that wouldn't bother me. That would not bother people. Like I wish we could have this conversation with some of these, hood goers and these street people and these, like I would love for them to come on and we could because that's a perfect analogy. If I call you orange, you're not gonna break a fucking sweat. Not gonna bother you at all.
Unless they told you orange meant some other shit. Unless they told you orange meant something that would.
Yeah. If I call you a thief and you didn't steal nothing, you ain't no thief. I say, man, you a thief. Hey, that's your opinion, man. I know I didn't take your phone though. You know what I'm saying?
What else too, y'all? People that Hold on.
Mhm.
The same. I feel like people program the same thing with car accidents. You get in a little fender bender, people want to get out the car all mad. And you hit my car, it's like calm down. It was an accident.
Right.
Relax. You know what I'm saying? Now I
Mhm.
know it's frustrating, but it's like
Shit happens.
I just feel like people are programmed and think that's how
Yeah.
you're supposed to. It's just with anger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything is
All
done
about
with
that.
anger, though. That's the point. Everything here
Yup.
is done with anger for some. That's you know what I mean. It has to be done with anger, or you're a nut, or you're not protecting your person, right? You a nut if you don't speak.
Right.
You a nut if you don't say something back. You're a nut if you don't like what? So they created all these terms for us to
Or a
keep
wimp.
lowering our vibration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or you're a wimp. Or here's the other one. You know, you putty because you don't want to, you know, rob the store. You don't want to do something that these guys. Oh man, you putty. Like, bro, I just don't feel like doing that. It's not my type of vibe right now.
Yeah.
You know, if you cool with it, go ahead, do you. But
And then like even just hearing you say that, think about it. Every time you're being called out or they're saying words to try to lower your spirit, is always to do something low vibrational where
yeah,
you're trying to go against it. But now you're being talked into doing something you don't want to do,
mm-hmm.
or forced to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah, fact. Absolute facts.
Yeah, I want to talk about this experience I had not too long ago. I think I told y'all about it already, but I'll say it again for the live. I remember not too long ago, an older white lady had bumped into the back of my car, and she was just so shook. She just knew I was gonna get out and just be aggressive and all upset. And I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" She was just so shook up. You know, gave her a hug and everything. You know what I'm saying? I just like that should be the response,
Right.
especially when you know it was an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that getting all angry and stuff like that's not gonna fix your car.
Exactly.
You know?
Nobody's purposely going out here hitting cars. Like, oh, let me go hit this car off the street. For real.
Oh man,
But nobody thinks like that because we're raised in ignorance. We're raised to be upset. We're raised to react before we understand.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like I told y'all about that neighbor who had that accident, that collision, and that guy was speaking a different language, and he was like, man, the way he was sounding, like it sounded like he's cussing at me, but the language is just different, the whole tone of voice and everything. But the whole time, the man was saying, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" But thank God my neighbor didn't get out and start cussing at him or wanting to fight him. But he's like, that's how I felt. I wanted like, who the hell are you yelling at? But he wasn't yelling. So we got to take a step back and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm teaching my son, like, just breathe, bro. Like, I got into so much shit because I wouldn't take a step back. I just wouldn't take a step back. Thank God, you know what I mean? I had somebody who was guiding me to say, hey, if you're going to do this, at least do it right so you don't have to get caught. But I shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. I should have been taking a second, breathing. Like now, I take a second, I breathe. I do grounding, you know? And you mentioned counting earlier, sis. You know, people that need to count, you need to do something because I was doing that at first, but then I learned grounding from my therapist, and I love that, using the 5 senses. And that's been working for me.
And the one thing I wanted to add to it is this, back to the topic, to the title. When you don't know who you are, when you don't know your worth, you would let things like this trigger you or cause you to act out of character, out of who you are, because you don't know who you are, so you could do these crazy, foolish things. You understand? But when you know who you are, you could sit in the midst of chaos and it doesn't even move you.
Yeah.
Yep, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of brings us to this next video where, this woman know who she is. She know who her baby is. she don't care about what people saying online, but to a degree, a little bit she cares, but she cares enough to actually just have the conversation. She's very peaceful about it, and does she have to get on there and say anything? No, but at the same time, I don't think she's wrong by hopping on either, because it's like, I just wanted to share, my joy with the world, and y'all came with a bunch of backlash. But this next one is I think is going to interest you guys to a part of this topic of, yeah, we can definitely do better than this.
Just a reminder, y'all, genetics do whatever they want to do, okay? I don't know why my child has blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't know why my other 2 children don't have blonde hair and blue eyes. This is Pudge Pudge. She's my daughter. I was pregnant with her. She still looks like this. She is blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh. And she looks like this. You know exactly what I'm saying. If you don't know the person who has the mixed kids, it's not okay for you to bring up any kind of conversation about the complexion of their kids.
Alex McCurry is a mother of 3, but not everyone seems to believe that, with many claiming that her child is adopted or worse. For years now, Alex has received a lot of attention due to her daughter's skin complexion. But not only does she get this attention online, but she also receives hurtful comments in person. With her videos, she wants to show why it's harmful for people to assume things they don't know, and that all families look different.
But what I do know is that these are all biologically my babies. I do know that I love them. I do know that I sound a little Southern right now. It's been 2 years of this. They're biologically mine. All of them. Black people have kids that look like her too. She's just mixed. My husband is white. I don't know. Maybe it'll never go away.
So all that to say at the end, her husband is white. Well, then we know why. This is the thing. People post things on social media forgetting that this is a whole world of people, that some people are good, some people are bad, happy, some people are sad, some people are depressed, some people are miserable.
Yeah.
And I just feel like when you start posting things on social media, you have to be open.
Dang. I don't think I'm
What happened? It dropped. You can hear me, Fox?
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. So I wonder, are we still live on
Yeah, we
YouTube? Okay.
Yeah. So you're saying, Queen, go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, my thing is the whole thing with social media. When I be seeing videos like that, like they'll post their life story or post whatever, and then they'll get upset from the responses. But you're in a world of sick-minded people, depressed people, angry people, hurt people. Also opposite of that, happy people. But at the same token, when you post things like that, to say that this is a woman that don't care, you can't say you don't care, but then you're reading all the comments.
Okay.
When I post stuff, I'm not reading all the comments. I don't care what the response is. I put it out there. What it is what it is. I'm not about to go back and forth and they call me ugly. They said, no, you care. You're caring too much. And when you put something on a platform with over 1 billion people to see, you don't think that 1 billion comments are going to be all positive. It's no way you think that, because this is not a positive world we're walking in.
Yeah, you put yourself in. Anytime you decide to put something in the public domain, you put it there, public opinion, and you gotta understand that's their opinion. Now, when you take it personal, that's when you now lower your vibration and you allow their personal opinion to penetrate your positive joy to affect you. So that on you. you know.
Uh,
But when you have to come back and do a rebuttal, I don't care what nobody say. Yes, you do. The mere
yeah.
fact that you don't care, they penetrate your energy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
When I put
she's
something,
Exactly.
probably capitalizing on this right now too, you know, and kudos if she is. She better be. That'd be the smart thing. You know,
yeah,
capitalize on it and let these people get in their comments and let people keep watching the views, because that ain't gonna do nothing but put a little bit of change in your pocket to help your husband with them 3 kids.
Well, that's
You know?
that's the whole point of them even making these videos, though. They know what
Yeah,
they're doing, and
yeah.
then you can't capitalize it. You can't capitalize off of it without getting responses. And
Right,
again, some
right.
gonna be good, some gonna be bad. Like,
Yeah, and that's what I think she's doing. I pray that's what she's doing. I pray she don't seem bothered too much, but just responding kind of because she does care a little bit, but just using it as kind of content a little bit, I guess.
well, clearly it is, and a lot of that stuff you have to take for not for what it is too, because again, she started it off with saying, "I don't know why my baby's like this," and then tell us at the end her dad is white, so you know why the baby's like that. What are we talking about? Like
Right.
that.
But you
But
know what
again,
else too? Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, people forget like melanated people been having Caucasian babies for a long time.
yeah.
long
Like,
time.
It's
Well,
on
they
it's
don't
Every
on record.
they never
True
taught that.
melanated parents are having albinos. They're having Caucasian blonde hair, blue eyed babies, and like both of these are the parents. Like they act like we didn't populate this entire planet already.
They weren't taught
yeah.
that. Because if they were taught
Yeah,
that, if
facts.
we really believe that we should know that, then we wouldn't be sitting here talking about race now, would we?
Yeah, facts,
We
facts.
wouldn't be talking about black and white if we know that melanin people can make all colors. Then why are we going against each other talking about
Yeah,
black and white?
exactly. You're right. You're right. People don't know.
They're not taught that.
Yeah,
That's it.
facts.
Mm.
Yeah. That's like when I first come into this awakening, it's like, listen, you would think, I guess I can't say I think that because my great grandfather is Irish Scottish. So, uh,
Hey,
but the,
wow.
yeah, and
See,
and and I and I was a but I never met him, but I met my grandmother, my great grandmother, but was married to him. I took care of her for a short period of time, and so she was just a little short, fair skinned woman also. But she had a mixture of children. Some was clear like him, and some had her skin tone. You
yeah,
see,
Mm.
out of out of one comes many colors, many shades,
that's right. That's
many
right.
races. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
man,
God.
yeah, we
I don't
gotta
have
we
no
gotta
comment for that video. I don't got nothing nice to say, so I don't have no comment for that video.
Hey, at least he's honest. At least he's honest. You know. Oh man, I love that, bro. This is why we love our growth so much, because
Mhm.
That's what
yeah,
you
this
did.
Let's keep the vibration in straight. I ain't mad at you. I ain't about to lower my
hey,
vibration.
that's right,
That's
man.
where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm really
Once you
trying to stick
start
to
down
that.
that path, you start triggering and start opening up that can of worms of where those emotions start to get a little stronger just from talking about it. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. Yeah, this
Yeah.
last one, y'all, is this one's different, and it's by the same guy, man. I love that guy, Vibe247. Y'all, anybody in the chat, y'all want to check him out, man? Please do. He drops some great content, something to think about. And you may not agree with everything that people do online, but some of the stuff actually might have some merit. So at least give it a whirl, give it a look, because we got to do better. We got to start connecting a little bit, and this world will
Mhm.
get better. So we gotta put forth a little bit of effort. But yeah, so if y'all want, we can get this last one in, which is kind of interesting. It's about addiction, but I thought it was very, very interesting. This doctor's mindset on it,
Go ahead. Mhm.
You know, I've spent a great deal of time contemplating the nature of addiction, and I've come to a rather startling conclusion that most people find quite uncomfortable. What if the thing that nearly destroyed you was actually trying to save you? Now, I realize that sounds absurd, perhaps even offensive to those of you who've suffered through the hell of addiction. But stay with me for a moment, because what I'm about to share with you might completely transform how you understand your struggle. You see, I've come to believe that the addict is not a weak person, not a moral failure, not someone who lacks discipline or character. The addict is a mystic who's lost their way, someone whose soul is reaching for transcendence but grasping at the wrong door. And here's what fascinates me. What if your addiction wasn't a curse at all? What if it was a calling? What if God or the universe, or whatever you want to call the fundamental ground of being, has been speaking to you all along through this very suffering? I want to explore with you today something rather profound, a complete reframing of addiction as a form of divine communication. And by the end of this, you may discover that you haven't been cursed, you've been chosen. Let's begin by understanding what we're really dealing with here. Society, in its infinite wisdom, looks at addiction through the narrowest possible lens: disease, dysfunction, moral bankruptcy, someone who can't control themselves, someone who needs to be fixed, medicated, rehabilitated. The whole approach is terribly mechanical. You're a broken machine that needs repair. But this completely misses the point, you see. Because what we call addiction is actually a spiritual crisis masquerading as a chemical dependency. It's the soul in revolt against the shallowness of ordinary existence. It's someone whose inner being is screaming for depth, for meaning, for connection to something vast and true. And when that connection can't be found through conventional means, the seeking becomes desperate, chaotic, self-destructive. I've often said that the addict is attempting to reproduce the mystical experience through chemistry. You're searching for God in a bottle, in a pill, in a powder. Not because you're weak, but because somewhere deep inside you remember that there's more. That ordinary consciousness, ordinary reality, ordinary life as we've constructed it is simply not enough. The problem isn't the longing. The longing is absolutely sacred. The problem is the method. You see, the substance becomes a false prophet. It promises heaven but delivers hell. It offers a glimpse of unity, of transcendence.
Woo. Woo. Hey, y'all. Hey, man, listen, real quick, y'all. That was just the thing about that, real quick, before y'all, I know y'all, because y'all gonna cook on that one. The thing that really got me the most was like the way he broke it down, right? We're looking for something. And we're searching, we don't find it. Then we find this, we come across this one thing, and it kind of gives us, at first, it gives us that euphoric feeling we've been looking for, but then we realize actually that's not a feeling, it's a chemical induced state of being, and it's harmful to us, right? But now we're kind of addicted to that beginning stage of euphoria, and so we keep doing it. Yo, he broke it down. That could help a lot of people dealing with addiction, man, because they think they're broken. And they're told that they're broken. That they don't know that they just been looking for something, and this is the closest thing they could find to it. You know? And yeah. Let me know your thoughts on that one. That was a different one.
My thoughts is actually a question. What if that's what the war on drugs was really about? Because a lot of people that do certain euphoric drugs, they do end up, it. So some drugs is a connection to the universe or source or the ethers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mushrooms being one of them, marijuana being another one. I don't know about any other drugs, but I'm sure some people get some type of enlightenment if they sit down and just think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
my response is a question. because I'm sure the government knew that, and they don't want people getting conscious. So I don't know. I found that's what came to mind for me as he was talking.
Good point. Good point. Goddesses.
My sentiments on that, my perspective, is the problem with us always looking outside of ourselves for help to go within ourselves. That's when it becomes an addiction, because you're looking for that first hit, that first high, that first moment when you sit with yourself and you heard yourself think. And because it's yourself that you hear thinking, it's nothing outside of you that you're hearing. There's no outside of you that you're searching for. Everything that you search for in that substance is inside of you. It's going within. And I don't judge anybody who used it to try and get to that place of knowing themselves. Okay, but when you talk about the addiction part of it, the addiction part of it is you keep on chasing after this rabbit to get that same feeling you got the very first time you got it, and you never get that same feeling again. You can never get that first encounter. You can never get that first, and you can never get that first encounter.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. So for me, addiction is chasing after that first encounter.
Yeah, chasing that dragon.
Yeah, but it's just like we continuously chasing after something outside of ourselves and not being able to go within. And that's my perspective.
Years of, well, maybe a year and a half of going to the NA meetings and the AA meetings and stuff, and I had to do that to keep my bed at the sober house, right? And I'm going there and I'm listening to these people tell the same story about, addiction and drinking and drugging and all this stuff. And almost everybody in there kept relapsing, throughout that time. They just kept relapsing. I said, damn, it's probably from all these fucking sad ass stories that's sitting here listening to every damn week. And some of them are going to 3 and 4 fucking meetings a week. I was only required to go to 1, so I'd only go to 1. And that was on Sunday. And I'd go and I'd be like, man, this is depressing. And so they traded their drinking and drugging for alcohol, for cigarettes and coffee, but I was sitting around, I'm like, everybody in here they're listening to this guy who's got, 5 years sobriety, but he's just telling the story of when he was in that. Why don't you tell a story of like some sort of happiness or something? So what I noticed in that whole span of time when it came to addiction is that these people really are not broken, but they've been taught to think that there's an issue with, this, that, and the third. And it's like, they don't know to look for something else. And that's why I think this clip was so on point, because those people literally would go right back to the drugs or the drinking because they're still looking for that thing and they haven't found it, and they're not going to find it in AA. That will help you, that will help you get out of the, thinking that you're alone or whatever. But once you've got that and you understand that you're not alone, you need to go find something that's going to actually fill you with life, and they got more relapses than they actually got sobriety, honestly. And I did the research and the statistics. They got more relapses than actual sobriety under their belt, the NA and AA does. And it's like, that's my conclusion anyway. That's my theory, is that they're too busy sitting there listening to those sad ass stories about when this guy was looking for love in the bottom of a bottle, or when this woman was, sitting in the bottom of the pill bottle. You know what I mean? Like, that was their life. Like that, and that's all they talk about every single week. Every single week, somebody stands up there and they tell their story about how they went through. Then they talk about all the drugs and shit they was doing, and they don't. I don't think they realize that they're glorifying the use of the material that they were using. Right? You know, oh, I was doing this and I do that, and they tell that story, but you rarely hear them say, you know what, I got this job, I love this, you know, woman. And there was this one guy who came back to a meeting, and he doesn't go every week. And I was listening to this guy talk, and I'm like, that sounds different than these other people. So I go and I talk to him, and sure enough, he's traveling the world. He's hiking and backpacking and living life, and he's found a beautiful wife, and he don't go to meetings. He ain't been to a meeting, and he just was going just to kind of, he wanted to, you know what I'm saying, speak that life into somebody. That's the only reason he went back. And he told me, I said, damn. So he went and found that thing that was meaningful to him, that kept him from seeking that outside source of drugs or alcohol or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly, man, when I'm done with my research, probably being when I get back on it, studying that, but I think I'll have an answer for a lot of people when it comes to, alcoholism or drugs or whatever. And part of this clip is, part of my whole theory, man. Like, you're not broken. It's not that. You just need to find something for you. You haven't explored everything. You haven't knitted, you haven't rode dirt bikes or skateboards or, none of that. You haven't explored anything. The only thing you know is this drug or how you've lived life so far. So that's my opinion on it.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I can say about that. I lost my brother to addiction, so I don't know. Maybe the thing that's breaking you is trying to, like, one thing I could say about that, one thing I could say on the outside looking in, from my opinion, is I feel like when it comes to addiction, it is something that's definitely trying to break you and keep you from rising above to yourself, to the greatest point of yourself, or to rise within the source within yourself. So, and I also feel like it's something a lot of people do when they're down and out. They're low vibrational, they're feeling depressed, they're angry about life, and they go find that fix, because that fix is making them now at that moment feel super. So it was like Spec said, the AA meetings, they keep relapsing, because think about it, they're gonna keep relapsing. That's a depressing state they're in. And that depressing state of sitting around hearing everybody tell their depressing, low vibrational story respectfully is always going to take you back, because now you're looking for that fix to feel super again. But at the same token, yes, I do feel like that addiction is happening to cut you from climbing ahead, to basically halt you for plunging into your higher self, or going to get that connection you need within yourself, in a sense. Again, everything is energy. So when a lot of people I know that's addicted, I ain't never seen no happy people that's addicted to nothing. Right? I ain't never seen no happy people that's addicted to anything. They may be happy in that moment, but once that high is going, they're back depressed, they're back in a low vibrational state. So if anything, that's a spirit too. And then that spirit only gets the best of you when your vibration is low.
Yeah.
He also just described a man that did it a different way, where he's traveling the world. Listen to that. He's happy. He's this. He's that. He's high vibrational. That addiction can't hang up on you when you high vibrational. It has to release it though.
Yeah. And you could tell by his voice, he got no plans, and I don't think he's ever gonna touch the stuff again. Like, just by how he just, man, I was like, damn. How come, and he didn't even know either, but he could probably figure it out if he was going down that path. I just, I was here, I said, man, let me do a case study, since I got to be here anyway once a week in order to keep my spot at the sober house, because, $500 a month for rent is hard to beat. So, and at that time, I was just grinding, but I honestly was like, man, I'm looking like, damn, this guy's got it figured out. How the hell did he do this? And by talking to him, it's clear that he stayed the hell away. And it's like he used AA, he did the 12 steps, and all that. And then once he got a hang of himself, a hold of himself, he started like exploring all kinds of different things and hobbies, and that's like backpacking, like I said, and the knitting, even. Like, it didn't matter what it was, he was just gonna test it out, see how he felt about it. And he enjoys traveling. He enjoys creating like different board games that he sells online and stuff. Like, he's found a purpose for himself. So he has no reason to go back. He found that thing.
So it sounds like instead of him reaching for things outside of himself, he decided to go into the things that was deep down within himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And found it too.
Yeah.
So kudos to him, and kudos to everybody who's done it. And what's crazy? He's not the only person I met like that. Like my niece and nephew's mother, her dad, literally, he into none of that. He's a sponsor and stuff, but he don't do, and he's happy as hell. All the people that are happy and I mean, he's 25 years sober or something like that. Look at I was about to say Denzel Washington. No, look at what's his name, Samuel L. Jackson. He's an ex-addict. He ain't in meetings every damn week, once a week. He's living his life. He's doing what he found something that he likes to do, and he likes to act and perform and voiceover and all that good stuff. So, but he's found other purpose, so he don't have to reach for anything outside of himself. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Everybody I've seen that has a happy life who was an addict, or Danny Trejo, the same thing. He was a huge alcoholic, huge addict, and he don't touch the stuff no more. But look at his life. He found something he could do that's gonna fill that void, so I'm not filling it with a drug or an alcohol or some other substance that is harming me. Like a lot of people got food addictions, and it's because of how they feel. They're searching, and they get that euphoric feeling when they take that bite of that smash burger with the cheese and the, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
Man, but I gotta did you have another video, bro?
Nah, I ain't got no more videos, man. That was a great little topic. I think the title was spot on, because we can do better, y'all. We can definitely do better. And I want people to think about this for a second. Just imagine a world where the outside noise doesn't affect you. You know what I mean? It really don't affect you, and you avoid certain areas and certain situations and events and people and things because you know exactly what it will do to your peace and to your serenity or whatever. But that's a great topic, and it's a great topic to for people to, if they really looking for something. Remember, grab that book, y'all. It's in the link in the chat. It's in the link in the description.
Get your copy.
Yeah, grab your copy. That'll help. That book will help with addiction. It'll help with all kinds of different things, but you got to apply it. It's like you got to apply, like the ointment or the moisturizer don't work if it sits on your counter. You have to put it on your skin for it to moisturize your skin. You don't just buy it and sit it on the counter, or it's sitting there at the store and you don't actually go out and purchase it or whatever. So, and even if you purchase it, don't just let it sit there. You got to apply it, and it will absolutely change your life.
That's so crazy you said that. I woke up this morning and I'm like, I got all these herbs in my goddamn kitchen. And I ain't been drinking them. I said, why? And then I'm looking, I'm ordering more. I said, you know what? I'm going to drink everything I have in here before I order anything else. Like, I got buckets. I'm just getting all these herbs, the hill thing. Mind you, stuff I don't probably need for some of it, but it's still tea and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I literally said to myself, don't buy nothing until you drink them damn teas you already got done.
Hey, no, that's how it is. Though. That's how it
Yeah.
is, though. But I was going to Al South called Culture Connection, man. Shout out to Culture Connection. And man, I was going to there spending $200-$300 or more every time I went because they just got so much stuff and you want it all. You know what I'm saying? They were like, man, let me slow down, man.
Right.
One of these probably, I'm getting what I need from a couple of these. I don't need all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even like that's how it was with the crystals. Just buying all these. I got drawers of crystals. I'm just looking like I need. Like first of all, why do I got drawers of crystals and the drawers closed? They not even out getting no energy. They ain't out getting no sun. I'm like, yeah, I gotta slow down.
Right. I got tired of the crystals because they kept breaking on me, like the necklaces and the bracelets. They kept breaking. So
that's
I'm like,
good. That mean the use for them was done. When they break,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, they took all the energy they could absorb, and that was it.
Facts.
That's it.
That's a great way of looking at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, you took
That's
the
a
words
great
right out of my mouth. I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna leave off with that. Like that's with the topic that we had today. That's my question to the world. Anybody that see this, you know, what does that look like? What does that world look like where everybody is fulfilling their purpose, or just wanting more out of life, than just going to work? What does that world look like? You know, and let's try to manifest that. You know.
Facts.
Yeah. We have the ability to create the world we want to live in. You know? But a lot of times because of programming, we don't believe that we can do it, but we can. You know, we can live that bliss, that peaceful life because it starts with going within. You know, there's more. Yeah, it goes within. And as I always say, you know, we are all on a journey trying to find our way to that place we need to. I can't say need to be because the journey doesn't end until we transition from this life to another life. Because we go from life to life, we don't even die. We just transition from life to life, and so this journey continues. And so that's why we gotta be gentle with ourselves on this journey as we learn, unlearn, and relearn. Peace, family. Another beautiful topic.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Yes, Ashe.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts. Who's next? Oracle.
You can go, Spec.
Okay. Yeah. Nah. You know, closing thoughts on this, y'all. I pretty much said it already. You know, we got to do better. We can do better, and we will do better. You know, with the conscious shift is happening, things are changing. We can see it in some of these presidents and country rulers. Like, they're not giving up the fight, and we shouldn't either. And they're taking on, you know, a lot of different. They're getting attacked from a lot of different angles. You know, assassination attempts, and it's because they are literally attempting to give the people back the power. So we need to definitely keep faith in that. And my final thoughts, again, you looking to change your life, grab that book, y'all, and make sure you look in the mirror for the change you want to see and love your journey.
Peace.
Say.
My closing thoughts
Ashe.
for this topic, more so, we have to get to the stance that the world that we want to create, without the world being so wrong or without the anger and the ignorance, that's a world we got to be okay with creating by ourselves first before we look at it for everybody else. And I think one of the greatest issues is that we don't want to do nothing by ourselves. We need somebody, if anybody. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't come in here with nobody. When you leave, I can't say you might not, or you might leave with somebody, but you're not gonna wake up with them. I can tell you that now. I don't know. Who knows? But all I know is, like, I've noticed in the conscious community, the biggest thing for me was always wanting to share more or have a group with me. I need more people. I don't need to know this by myself. I shouldn't be trying to be this great person by myself. But to be honest, that is your specific journey to
Yeah.
be the greatest version of yourself by yourself first.
Yeah.
Because again, like I promise you, when you change, the world around you change, whether they understand it or not.
Yes.
Whether they understand it or not. So if whatever's wrong that you feel like is going on in this world, first ask yourself, do you apply any energy to what's going on wrong? What can you make right? Right? We could call out the wrong in so many other people and so many things, but first we got to right our own wrongs within ourselves. We got to be the greatest version of ourselves before we sit and say a world could be in a greater version of itself.
Very true. Very
So
true.
yeah, I mean, I just say that to say that everything that we want to go right, we got to walk in it. We got to talk about. We got to talk. We don't just talk the talk. We got to walk the walk. Point blank period. And that healing going to start with you. That healing, that love you want to see, that prosperity you want to see, that peace you seeking, it starts with you. You're the root of that. You are the root of that. So until you change your roots and water your roots and cut off whatever don't belong on your own roots, you'll never see a world greater than what you have set forth for yourself.
That's man.
Huh?
Yeah.
So I say that to say, stay present, patient, and positive. Stay present, patient.
Everybody.
But it's up to you to decide and discover what's good for you.
Yes.
That's it. That's all again.
I gotta add to that, sir, because that was just so powerful. Honestly, like, man, people, please listen to everything that Oracle just said. That is some powerful stuff, and that's how you're gonna get to where you're gonna get to. And think about it this way: like, just look at us, look at the tribe, to actually solidify what she said. Right? You get yourself right and change the world for yourself. And how she was saying, man, I don't want to be at this by myself. But once you do it by yourself, here's a saying from Field of Dreams, when he said, if you build it, they will come. Right? And that's true for all of us, because once we started doing the work on ourselves, we all showed up in each other's lives, and we've been growing ever since. And that's what you got to do. People are so hell-bent on finding a friend or finding,
thinking that they can't build alone. You gotta be okay with building alone. You could build anything you could think about, you could bring about. You could build it alone. You don't need you could do it by yourself. It's gonna be all right.
No, I ain't gonna lie though, y'all. I feel y'all. But I gotta say this though.
Hold on, real quick, bro, because you have to build it alone in order for someone to see it, so that they can want to actually participate in it. Because if it's just a vision in your mind, it's not visible yet. Like, a lot of people you're not gonna go with an investment unless you see that it's lucrative first. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta build it alone first. Got to. Go ahead, bro.
But I would say that though, because I remember when I first started getting on this journey, I think that finding people like y'all helped me stay sane. You know what I'm saying? Because you do kind of go through a point. I think y'all kind of went through this too. You do kind of go through a point of feeling like, damn, I'm the only person that see what's going on. You know what I mean? So I think it can be healthy to find like-minded people, or at least find somebody that can kind of relate to you in those beginning stages, in my opinion. Because
but you talking about research wise and us gaining the knowledge of consciousness, but I'm just talking about like personal growth. Like, remember, we talking about like that stuff. You like you said, like, even when you think about the AA, they got to go around a group of people to think that's how they're gonna get healing. No, you shouldn't have to go around a group to seek that healing for yourself. Then you go around the group. Now you feel like, oh, I can do it again. They all doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, no, yeah.
But the thing is even in all that, what you're saying is this: it starts with you first, with your inner thoughts. Coming to the realization, like you said, there's more to life than this. And so you have to personally make that first step and that first decision to yourself before you could even share that experience with somebody else. How did you grab a hold of yourself? How did you come to the knowledge that yes, but there's more to me than this, and step away from the noise in the market and deal with that, and then be able to step back into the noise in the market, whereas the noise in the market doesn't even bother you because you've learned how to quiet out the noise around you. Because the noise around you is not gonna disappear. The noise around you is gonna continue, but you have to create your utopia and allow in and out of your space according to your boundaries you have set. So that's I get the Oracle, and she talk about it starts with you. It's personal. Creating your environment is personal first.
Yes.
You can create an environment for somebody else, a world for somebody else. You got to create one for yourself. And then, and what you're doing when you're inviting people in, you're not inviting them in to just say, "Oh, come, you come." But it's like even with us here in the High Vibe Tribe, there has been many that come among us. There are other persons who invited me into the tribe, but they didn't stay. They left. You see what I'm saying? But I'm still here. Because why? I found a peace. I mean, I already had my peace, but my peace connected with your peace and J-Hook's peace, and you understand me? So it doesn't disturb, your peace doesn't disturb whatever you have going on, doesn't disturb what I have going on. We come here, we communicate, and we share, and we go back to our peace. So it's worlds within worlds.
Yes.
You see? But then when a person isn't at peace with themselves, what we have going on here will disturb them because they are not because we disturb them, but because they are disturbed themselves and they're not at peace with their own self.
Yeah.
No, but just in the community for them, no. Our quietness could disturb their need for noise and back and forward and a cussing and a fussing and a fighting you understand? They can't take the fact that 4 people could come on a platform and just talk without fussing and cussing at one another.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn.
I had somebody say to me, "Man, y'all still at it?" Yep.
Yeah.
That's the personal work we did on ourselves first. That I am not gonna let J-Hooks, sometime high, sometime low, sometime you understand, mess with my all the time, laughing and smiling. I'm not gonna allow Queen Oracle level of what you call it, analytical thing disturb my way of happy go lucky or what. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna see how I can learn from the Queen Oracle. I'm not gonna let Specular Emblem, his excitement and stuff. No. What am I gonna do? How can I learn and take a little piece of Spec, a little piece of Queen, a little piece of J-Hooks, and add it to my piece. So that's why I like to say all that I do. That's why I like to ask the questions, like J-Hooks asked the question. That's why I like to take a look in the mirror every now and then and say, "Hey, yeah, you're doing good, girl." So every bit of a little piece of each of you, I now have with me.
Yeah.
And with all powers combined.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Hikma, man.
Oh, yeah, so I agree. Yes.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
That's the word.
Tapped in.
Yeah.
And, you got the whole squad, all 4 thrones, and meeting, and we ain't had that in a while. So, man, it was a perfect one, man. This is a perfect one for me, honestly. For our book, you guys, for our tribe, for our movement, everything we doing. You know, this is just. I think it was iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Tapped in on the perfect. We all here on the right title too. It's a nice title.
Yes.
Yep. 100%.
Yes.
Shout out to the tribe.
Peace, family. I love the dinner today. We cooked very well. My belly is full. My heart is glad, and I can
Yes.
continue to rejoice underneath this beautiful, beautiful full moon we have tonight. So I know I am going to go into realms and dimensions when I close my eyes, and I'm going to travel.
Mhm.
Yes.
Safe travel, sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said,
That's
I said, thank you, family.
Peace, peace.
Ah, peace, everyone.
Peace,
You all have an amazing day, just amazing as you all are.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. And don't forget y'all cinnamon tomorrow, June 1st.
Yes.
Cinnamon.
Yes, yes, cinnamon, yes.
Yes, the cinnamon. Blow that cinnamon in the front door.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the reminder too. I completely forgot.
Yeah. Rich already. Y'all better let y'all know.
The yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, y'all.
Yeah,
Right.
next Sunday.
All right. Yes, we'll be back next Sunday. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody. Love y'all. Peace.
Yes, peace.
Phone number 2.